when I overheard my daughter tell her friends she had finally replaced me with her stepdad. It felt like my entire world cracked open. I stood there, frozen, my heart pounding so hard I could hear it echoing in my ears. She said it so casually, with a little laugh, like I had just been some temporary figure in her life that she'd finally outgrown. My own daughter, the same little girl whose hand I held through every fever, every nightmare, every scraped knee, was now saying she'd replaced me. Tell me, would you still forgive her if you were in my place? Or would you walk away from the child you raised with every ounce of love you had left? Let me take you back to how it all began. My name's Sarah, and I was a single mother for almost 9 years. My daughter Lily was my entire world. Her father walked out on us when she was 3, claiming he wasn't ready for fatherhood. So, it was just me and Lily against the world. I worked 2 jobs, slept barely 4 hours a night, and spent every moment trying to make her life brighter than mine had ever been. When she was little, she used to cling to me and whisper, "Mommy, you're my favorite person in the whole wide world." Those words used to keep me going when I had nothing left. When Lily turned 10, I met Tom. He was charming, steady, kind, everything I thought I'd never find again. I wasn't even looking for love, honestly. I was just looking for peace. But Tom had this quiet way of fitting into our lives, showing up with small gestures that mattered more than words. He'd fix the leaky faucet, bring home Lily's favorite strawberry milkshake, or help her with her math homework when I was too exhausted from work. For the first time in years, I saw Lily laughing, really laughing, and it made me believe maybe it was okay to let someone else in. When Tom proposed to me, Lily was the flower girl at our small backyard wedding. She twirled in her pink dress and told me she was happy we were all going to be a family now. I cried that day, not because I was marrying Tom, but because I thought I was giving my daughter the stable family she deserved. But life isn't as simple as a fairy tale. After we got married, things slowly began to shift. Tom wasn't unkind, but he wasn't exactly nurturing either. He had this idea of discipline that didn't quite match mine. I was always the soft one, the listener, the parent who believed in communication. Tom believed in rules, structure, and consequences. He said Lily needed boundaries, but I thought she needed understanding. Our parenting styles clashed, but I tried to trust that maybe a little structure would be good for her. Then Lily became a teenager, and that sweet, open-hearted little girl started slipping away. She was moody, distant, always with her phone in hand. I figured it was just a phase. Every mom tells herself that. But then the way she looked at me started to change. Her tone became sharper, her patience thinner. She started calling Tom Dad one day, and it completely caught me off guard. I didn't stop her. I just smiled and nodded. Because honestly, I wanted her to feel secure. I wanted her to love him too. But deep down, a little piece of me cracked. As months passed, she seemed to drift more toward Tom than me. They'd go to the gym together. They'd watch sports I didn't understand. They'd have inside jokes about things I wasn't part of. I told myself not to be jealous. After all, wasn't this what I'd wanted? A real bond between them. But then she started rolling her eyes when I tried to talk to her, calling me too emotional, or saying, "Tom doesn't make everything such a big deal." It stung, but I let it slide. She was growing up. Then came the night that broke me. We were hosting a small barbecue at our house. Tom's friends, some of their kids, and a few of Lily's classmates from school. I was inside refilling drinks when I overheard Lily in the backyard. Her voice was light, almost joking, but the words stabbed straight into me. One of her friends had asked something about me, and Lily laughed and said, "Oh, don't worry about her. She's just my mom." But it's okay. I finally replaced her with my stepdad. Everyone laughed. Everyone except me. I stood there, hidden behind the kitchen door, gripping the counter so hard my fingers hurt. She didn't even sound angry. She sounded proud, like she'd graduated from needing me. I wanted to storm out there, to demand how she could say something like that, but I couldn't move. I just stood there and listened as my own child reduced me to a placeholder. That night, I didn't sleep. Tom tried to talk to me, but I just said I was tired. Inside, I was torn apart. I kept replaying her words over and over. Finally replaced her. What did I do so wrong that my daughter wanted to replace me? I thought about every night I stayed up with her during her asthma attacks, every lunch I packed, every parent-teacher meeting I attended alone, every birthday party I scraped money together to make special. Did all that mean nothing? The next morning, I tried to talk to her calmly. I asked, "Lily, I overheard what you said yesterday. Did you really mean it?" She looked annoyed. "Oh my God, Mom, it was just a joke. You're being dramatic again." Dramatic. That's what she always said when she didn't want to face something real. I told her it hurt me, and she shrugged. "You always make everything about you." Then she walked away, leaving me standing there with tears I refused to let fall. A week later, I decided I needed space. I went to visit my sister for a few days. When I got back, something felt off. Lily barely spoke to me, and Tom was unusually quiet. I finally asked him if something had happened, and he sighed. "Sarah, I think you're being too hard on her. She's a teenager." "She didn't mean it," I snapped. "You weren't the one she replaced. You don't know what it feels like to be erased by your own child," he said. "She just feels closer to me sometimes. That's all." That word, sometimes, haunted me, because it wasn't sometimes. It was all the time. So that's the situation I was in, and I had to make a choice. Before I tell you what happened next, I want you to pause and comment below. What would you have done if your own child said they'd replaced you? Would you fight to fix it, or would you walk away to protect your sanity? After that night, I realized I couldn't fix this by begging to be seen. I had to step back and let her discover what she was missing. I stopped doing her laundry, stopped reminding her about school deadlines, stopped making her breakfast every morning. I didn't do it to punish her. I did it to see if she even noticed. And she didn't. Not at first. She leaned into Tom even more. He drove her to school, helped her pick colleges, and they became almost inseparable. I told myself to be happy for her. I told myself this was what a good mother should want. Her child to have another parent figure. But every night, I cried quietly into my pillow. Then one afternoon, about 2 months later, I got a call from Lily's school. She had been caught cheating on a math test and was facing suspension. When I arrived, she refused to talk to me. She kept asking for Tom. My heart shattered all over again. I sat beside her in that cold office, silent, as she looked everywhere except at me. When Tom showed up, she ran to him and cried into his chest, and I just sat there watching, invisible. That night, Tom and I argued for hours. I told him I felt like a stranger in my own home. He said I was making everything worse by taking things too personally. I told him, how do you not take it personally when your own daughter doesn't see you as her mother anymore? He didn't have an answer. The next morning, I packed a small bag and told them I was leaving for a while. Tom looked stunned, and Lily just frowned. "You're being overdramatic again," she said. Those were her last words to me before I walked out the door. I stayed with my sister for almost 3 months. I didn't call. I didn't text. I needed to find myself again because I had lost who I was trying to be everything for everyone else. At first, neither of them reached out. But then, out of nowhere, I got a message from Tom. He said Lily wasn't doing well. She had become withdrawn, moody, and her grades were dropping. I didn't reply right away. I wanted to, but I needed her to want me back, not out of convenience, but because she missed me. A week later, I got another message. This time, it was from Lily. It was short, clumsy, and it broke me all over again. "Mom, can we talk? I'm sorry." That was it. No excuses. No explanations. Just those words. I went home the next day. When I walked in, she was sitting on the couch, her eyes red and puffy. She looked like my little girl again. She whispered, "I didn't mean it, Mom. I was stupid. I was trying to fit in. Everyone else has perfect families, and I just wanted mine to look normal." I hugged her, and we both cried for what felt like forever. She told me that after I left, she realized Tom wasn't me. He was kind, but he wasn't soft. He didn't know how to listen the way I did. He didn't know how to make things better without saying a word. She said she understood now what I meant when I told her love isn't about being fun. It's about being there, even when it hurts. Tom apologized too. He said he never meant to take my place, and he regretted not supporting me more. I told him I didn't blame him. I blamed the silence that had grown between all of us. It took losing each other to see what we truly had. Since then, things haven't been perfect, but they're honest. Lily still calls Tom Dad, and I'm okay with that now, because she doesn't use it to erase me anymore. She uses it because love can grow in more than one direction. She tells me she loves me every day, sometimes through texts, sometimes through actions, but I see it, and that's enough. Looking back, I realize something powerful. Sometimes, when the people we love hurt us, it's not because they've stopped loving us. It's because they're still learning how to love themselves. Lily had to find her own way through her confusion, and I had to find mine through my pain. So if you're watching this, and you're a parent, and your child has ever made you feel invisible, please know, your love isn't wasted. It's planted deep, even when you can't see it growing. Like this video, if you believe forgiveness can heal even the deepest wounds. Subscribe for more real stories that touch the heart, and share your thoughts in the comments. What would you have done if your child said they'd replaced you? I'll see you all in the next story.